Are people not joining in?
I don't know. I think they are most likely busy because we usually have the people usually attend every week. But I don't know. Probably they are busy or something. But hopefully, while we as we go on, we join back. So um, so this week we are
I'm not so
discussing.
ready for it, though.
Hmm. What did you
But
say?
let's don't worry, ride on.
Okay. So this week's own is on databases and the likes. So have you gone through before we even? Oh, sorry, I didn't mention my name. My name is Jet Ryan. I'm also in this backend engineering track as you are. Okay. Um.
Okay,
So usually we do introduction like your name, your code name if you have one, and reason you choose backend engineers and backend engineering track. Only for new.
okay.
So I think this is your first time attending, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself shortly. You remember the format, right? Your name, your code name if you
Yeah,
have one, or nickname. Then
okay,
the reason you chose backend software engineering. Yeah, go ahead.
okay. My name is Daniel, and I don't have a code name yet, though. And I chose backend just because I love coding. I love writing codes. Though I've not tried this before. This is my first time dealing with computer stuff. So I think it is the first I got to know about. So I had interest in it.
Wow.
That's why I'm into it. Yeah.
That's nice. You said you love writing code. Were you which language are you writing before now?
I think Python. Just
Oh,
Python.
oh,
I know a little about Python. Just the
wow.
calculations part. How to calculate. And that as well. Yeah.
That's nice. And Python is actually fun to work with. So although I already introduced myself, but since you're also new, you're just so my name is Jet Ryan, as I've mentioned. So my own code name is JC Codes. And that's what I use on all
Okay.
most socials. So the reason I chose backend is out of curiosity and I don't really fall on the let's say creativity part like design. So I like to know what's going on behind the
Okay.
scenes and to like foster my knowledge
Uh,
further and yeah to become and money of course yes to make money. So
yeah.
let's dive straight to the main topic. So in case you also have because I'm really surprised no one like we don't have more people here at this point. But in case you have
Uh,
in case you know anyone now is also in this track or related, just invite them on the line. So this week's one is on databases. So before we go into the exercise, we usually have this like discussion, just discuss before and say, okay, we'll work on the exercises and try solving something. So for databases now, I maybe I should
mhm.
okay, I'll supposed to use a whiteboard, but I'll just explain. Hopefully I'll just illustrate it and by words actually. So
Okay.
we have the front end, we have the back end. So we as
Yeah.
a backend engineer are the one that connects the front end to the database. So major thing that goes on around the world, banking, finance, education, everything all falls back to getting data, storing them, then manipulating it, working on it, then returning it to user. So we as a backend engineer are just like, okay, we are in the middle. I know front end is like what you are seeing, the user interfaces. So what goes on in the background,
Yeah.
we are the one that handle what goes on in the background. Then we connect to the database. That means we store information in database. Then we can use the information later to work on different thing and the same way we use programming language to work on databases we use SQL structured query language or SQL. So the one you are finding. Some people call
Okay.
it SQL, some people call it SQL. So and even if we do have SQL, we also have DBMSs, which are database management systems. We have MySQL.
Yeah.
MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft. I think it is SQL Server. I'm not sure, but we have numerous types of them, and all of them all fall back to SQL. Although they have use cases and like for instance, I have there's SQLite. SQLite is used when SQLite is just used when you have a mini project like you don't intend to have like much information. You don't intend to have much information you want to store. Then we
Yeah.
have we have we have bigger ones like MySQL and PostgreSQL. That one is used for large. Let's say you're working on banking system or e-commerce app. You have to use you have to use DBMSs like PostgreSQL and MySQL. Also the same way there's SQL, there's also NoSQL. NoSQL is full stands for no not only SQL, and I'm sure you should have. All right, thanks for joining, Cherry. And I'm sure you should have read through it in one of the modules. So NoSQL, NoSQL, not only SQL. Although before now I used to think it means no like literal NoSQL, but it stands for not only SQL. So the way
But how did you get to know all this? How do you get to know all this? Have you gone through the modules,
yes, of course.
or you've
Haven't
not
you?
done before?
Have
No, I haven't.
okay.
I
First,
I I I I do I'm into two courses, ProDev and Backend. So I'm
oh
behind for ProDevs. My last week task is remaining, so that's why I haven't completed. But I'm done with my Backend past tasks. Just remaining this week tasks.
oh oh
That's why.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
But by Friday I'm pretty sure I should have, yeah.
That's
No
nice.
problem.
Yeah, you are.
Continue.
You're actually correct that I before now, or let's say currently, I'm enrolled in a SQL course separately. So it's that one is also part of. Or before now,
Okay.
I've gone through this week's module and I've tried solving some problems. Okay, so welcome, Sheriff. How are you doing? Good afternoon, or morning, or evening, where are you joining from?
Um,
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Is this your first time?
yeah.
I can't hear you. Sorry,
I
Daniel,
was
can
there
you?
last week.
Okay, you really? Oh, that's nice. Sorry, I didn't remember.
No,
Welcome. Okay, so we already discussed the this week's concept. Sorry, Daniel, I don't know if it's from my end, but it's a bit noisy.
Yes, I can hear you.
Like it's
Huh?
as if it's as if wind is coming from your mic. It's a bit noisy from your end. If you change your
Okay. Let me change my direction.
yeah. Thank you. So majorly we'll just be going through we try solving some exercises. But before that, is there do any of you have like maybe questions or so I'll just note it down now. So later on not so although you might have questions during while we're solving the exercises or let's say while you're going through the modules there's something you are stuck with or you even have something to contribute you can so just before we go straight to the exercise.
okay. Actually, I'm not going through this week movie, but
Oh,
I'm already
wow.
familiar with the basic syntax in SQL. So,
And now I can barely hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Although
So I said I
it's
haven't
been
gone
low.
through the module for this week, but I'm already familiar with the basic syntax in SQL. But my problem
Okay,
is
already
the
familiar.
is the Python. I don't know. Maybe I can chat to you on WhatsApp or probably on Saturday. You can just create a special class where we have to go over the Python lectures again.
Okay, fine. Oh, okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Um, okay. Thank you. So this week's one. Maybe I'll share my screen now. So it focuses on. Let me just share my screen now. I'll still move this to the other side of this. It should be screen one. Yeah, no, that's not screen one. Sorry, keep forgetting. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. So this, where is it? So, can you see my screen? Confirm.
Yes, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
So, there's something not here. Like it should be. So this week's on majorly discuss how we can connect to our databases using Python and then executing queries from that this thing. But I think it was also Josh, but also Josh is not here. We already solved this, so we'll try solving this exercise. So let me even check. Let me check for former modules like previous one if there's any. So don't just go past some. I mean, okay, let me move this here. Come. I don't have to. I know it's on us. Where is it? Okay. Can you see my screen? Hmm?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Alright, thank you. So let me show this one. Hmm. It's not right there. Okay. So let me check down this. Okay, just the first module now, the first exercise is to design a simple database schema for library management system, including tables for books, authors, and borrowers. The second one, define relationship between the tables you just created, clearly identify primary keys, foreign keys, relationships such as one-to-one and one-to-many, etc. So this schema this thing. Let's just take it. There's something called UML. I've forgotten the for me. There's something called UML or ARD, entity relationship diagram. So we can just draw like we can just illustrate how we want our database to look like. So I'll check for I think I can't remember the name for the CL draw. Okay, yes, CL draw. So we'll try because this is like the foundation of the exercise and this in the last part here. So just walk through them and solve things. All right. Are you going? Okay. So we have our let me text first. We have our library management system. So of course we want to have so as they mentioned there there should be tables for books, authors and borrowers. So say we have tables just this no I just imagine it's a table. It's like a table. So that means these are database. I mean and it consists of all this. So we have books. Let's call it books. We have books. We have authors. Then we have borrowers. My drawing is very bad. Okay, I have borrowers. So before we start designing the schema, we have to just have like we have to have like an imagination of what we want to work on. So let
What class of this?
yes, let me move this again. So first we have we have books. So we have books, we
What
have
platform is this? How
authors.
do you draw?
What did you say?
What platform is this?
I can't sorry, can you repeat what you said?
What app is this?
Okay, it's tljo.com. So just it's available
Okay,
online.
okay.
Just check. Okay. So Of course, we have books. We have books table, authors tables, then borrowers tables. So let's first read this to the books and the authors. So we definitely know that a book will surely have an author. A book can have, where I'm drawing this. Okay, let me bring it here. Let me make it outside as well. Books. Hope you can see this thing clearly though. Let me see how it does. Yeah, I'm going to move it. Okay, yes, so I'll just zoom in a bit. Okay. So a book can have one author, but there are also instances where a book can have more than one author. So just say this is just how ERD diagrams work. I'm just giving an example. Also, an author should definitely have a book. Then an author might not have just one book. The author might have more than one book. So it's like this one now it's a many to many relationship if we get what we're doing right. Because let's say we have author A and author B. Then we have like we have five books. We have five books. So author A definitely, because it's an author, definitely has written a book. So author A might own um book one to three. Book one to three. So the third book, let's say he co-author the third book with author B. So now, although the first two books, which is book one and book two, they just add one author. So that means okay, that's just one author. But book three in that case has multiple authors. That's why there's these three lines. That means it could books can have more than one authors. And the same way books can have more than one authors. Authors can have more than one books. So that is why we have like this three lines here, and that's that for that. Then we have borrowers. So borrowers will just be students that, let's say, or people that just want to borrow it. Then we think of the fields we want to involve. So a book now, what will be like the future of a book? And for authors to be, what we need for you to be an author, and borrowers as well, and so on and so forth. But let me quickly show you something to show you how I think I saved the okay. Show you how real ERD look like, entity relationship diagram. How they just look like. No, not this one. This one, not this one. This one. I think this one. Okay, I find one. Mhm. Okay, I'll just wait for it to load. I don't know. Okay, this is not what I'm looking for. So it's just a flowchart. This is not what I'm looking for. Let me see. Okay, it's great. Yeah, let's go to this one. Okay, see something like this. So this is how a standard. Can you see my screen? Uh,
Yes.
okay, thank you. So this is how a standard ARD looks like. So we have different tables, and you can see here there's like see the three this night I drew here. This three, so it's somewhere. So in case you see a real ARD, so this three means there can be multiple of this particular thing. So now let's even try interpreting this one first before we return to our library this thing. So we say and there are like verbs in between to make it readable. So let's start from customer. So a customer can place multiple orders. That's why I have this one here, this one here. But another can only come from one customer. So you see this that means just one customer. Then we have the order. The order will definitely contain other items. So the other item, I mean, you can order multiple things at once. So the other item will now be okay. What's the quantity? How many products are you buying, and what's the price? Then it should also include The order you made is the order you made or you placed is for a particular product. So that particular product will also contain other items. So you can see this. So this dash dash here means one, like just one of these of the one close to it. Then this one, sorry, this last one means multiple. So this is like so you can also
Wait,
check it
sorry.
out.
How is
Mommy, mommy dot
hello?
okay,
I
go
can hear you.
ahead.
How is this trade line that is connected to other item and product? How is it different from these two cross bar that's connected to products?
Which one? This one here.
Yes, see two, these two cross, these two horizontal lines, and these
Okay, this one.
three, yes.
Okay. So wait. This one here and this one.
This one, yeah, this and the other one, and the horizontal one.
Okay, this
I know
one.
it shows relationship, but can you just explain? Yes,
This one here.
this and
Okay.
the other orange.
Okay. Let me explain it. I think I overlooked some part. Look at this one here. With these three things, there's also something on it. This like a zero. So this means a customer might not place any order or might place multiple orders. So yeah, now this down here, this one is telling us that an order will either contain one order item or multiple order items. Like this dash, see this one, this dash, then multiple. Now for the product, so a product might just be there. It's not necessarily that it has been ordered, which is zero, or it can also it might have also been ordered multiple times. So that's why I hope I explained it correctly or better.
Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, it's better. No.
Okay. So and you can also check this. Can also check this. Mermaid dot live. Can check it out. Then can test it out. So let's go back to library management and construct on our own library system. So although this is a bit ugly, so let's start with I'll just use diagram. So although this is the standard, using something like this is the standard. This system is the standard. But let's go ahead. So just have an illustration. So let's say for our books, so we have books. So what do you think would be okay aside from ID, we can have ID. Let me okay, I'll just use okay. So we have ID of course. Is this okay. So we have ID. What else do you think? If you get a book now, what do you think the book should have to be considered a book?
Autonomy,
Hmm?
autonomy,
You
autonomy,
should get okay author names. Yes. So that means
autonomy,
the book should definitely be assigned to let's say author name, as you said. So
publication
author
date,
name, publication date.
publication
But let's
date,
let's let's not make it too complex. So
or
okay,
let's say
publication date. Let's say publication date. It's not publication. Uh, publication. Okay. So I also think a book cannot be a book until it has a title. So
title,
say title.
title, yeah.
And let's just leave it at this for because if you want to go deeper, we also have edition and different attributes. So let's say
Yeah.
this is our book. So this is our book here. Let me just move this one. This is our book here. Okay. So we'll figure out our book. So now let's go to authors. So you see authors. No, let me I'll move this one. Let me draw. Okay, so we have like a table for authors now. So of course, our author will have an identifier, which is the ID. So what else? What else do you think to be called an author? What? But let me go first this time. Let me go first. Another will definitely have a name. So what else?
Registration number,
Yeah. So another can
registration
have
ID.
let's just say registration ID. So let's also keep it as simple as that, because if we go further, we might also have something like license and many more things. So yeah, so we have our authors there. So that's fine. Um Now we have borrowers. Let me even over this one. We have borrowers. We have borrowers. So borrowers of course, as usual, will have ID, an identifier. But there's something for you to borrow a book, you need you actually borrow you need to have a name, because you are a borrower, so you need to have a name. So then there's a book you are borrowing. So let's say book. I just say book name. That's not. I just say book name. What else? What else? What else? Okay, what else? So, give it. What do you
Then now,
think a
okay, I
borrower
think it's
should
just
have?
basic. Your name,
It's just basic.
ID,
Okay. ID name, the book name. Okay.
date
So
borrowed,
let
date
yes,
borrowed.
yes,
Have you?
yes. That'll be cool. Date borrowed. So date borrowed. So how about borrowers? Let me okay. So now how about borrowers? But now there also has to be a relationship between them. So if you were to connect this, let's say, let me even start with borrowers. So borrowers, of course, since they borrowed a book, they have to be connected. The
So,
they have to be connected to the book they borrowed. So, but actually, we won't be using book name. We'll be using book ID to like save space.
title.
So that's like the standards. Like just save this the to save space, and because an ID is unique, so you can have more than one book ID, like same book ID. So we'll just say, let me just
Okay.
draw this now. So that means this borrower will be connected to a book via the book ID, since the book ID is unique. So now let's also, so it's remaining one relationship. Which one do you think it will be?
You can connect um, book to what's it called? Okay, book ID to ID, abi. Author's name to name here.
Yeah, yeah.
Author name to
However,
name author.
okay.
Even the ID
However,
too.
yes, that's what I want to mention, because there might be situation where we might have two authors with the same name, but the way to separate them is to use ID instead, so that since ID is unique, you can have people bearing your exact name somewhere else on this earth, but your ID will be the same. It's a unique identifier. So just come here. Let's remove this one. Make this one ID. So Um, connect it like this. So you see that now everything is now linked together. Why did I do this one? Everything is now linked together now. So we have our library. Hmm. We have our library. So I would love us to do something. Let's move. Let's now practice this in this place. So you know, yeah. So do you think we'll be able to do it?
Definitely yes.
All right.
Can you
So
drop can you drop the link on the chat?
okay, I will. Am I even? I don't think I have an account for this one. So let me. I want to see if I'm logged in. How do I even know? Sir? I'm coming. Coming. Coming.
Okay, okay.
I want to. So I can just. So I'll be able to share it live in case you need to interact
Okay,
with it.
no problem.
Share it like that. Okay. Let's see. Hmm. Oh, I don't know. I don't know why it's not working the way I expected to. Okay, no, no. Okay. This site is this is the site I'm supposed to create an account, but it's not working. There's network issue, I think. So let me just go back to this one and this one.
I can't see your screen again.
You can't.
Hmm.
Can you see it now?
Okay, yes, it's back.
Okay. Okay. So let's I think it's network issue because this is the time I'm supposed to use for. Oh, I'll just figure it out later. Let's try. I've not used this thing before actually. I discovered it like
Now
is it
it's
yesterday. So now let's try working on the things we are doing. So hmm. So yeah, they have three. No, don't let us do that. Let's first add our own tables. So of course we know we'll have. I don't want to cancel this one so we don't make a mistake. Or
okay.
should I cancel? Let me just cancel. No, I'll leave it. So we're going to check. So say following what they write. Let's say we have our books. So we definitely have our books. Okay. Then we have after books we have authors. Then we have our borrowers. Borrowers. So for books now, remember we said we have ID, author ID, publication date, and title. So let me keep that. Like so you remind me when we are doing it here. So we have ID, ID. We have
Author name. Author name
author
and
name.
title.
No, let's make it author ID. No, we've changed it because author name might be
Okay, true.
duplicate. So we say title. Then what else? Publication date. Publication date. So it's because I've not added data type. That's why it's giving me this. So since it's ID, we'll be using a simple ID which is just number. So we'll be using integer. So to like represent our. Let me put space.
Oh, sorry, bro.
So for our title, our title will be string. So then our auto ID will be integer. So move it integer. Then publication date. Publication date will be date because there's date what's it called? Data type. So we go to authors. So let me remember what author is. So author has ID, name. Let's remove the registration ID thing.
Registration.
Or should we
Oh, okay.
let's remove it. Let's just say a simple library. Let's just remove it. So just reduce complexity. So we also say ID and name. So we have ID, then the name which should be a string of course. Name. Uh, okay, so for borrowers we have an ID, name, book ID, then date borrowed. ID, book ID. So the book they borrowed, book ID. What does their name? So their name, then date, which is date borrowed. Date borrowed. So now we want to establish a relationship between these three. So we have books. books and authors. So you remember we said books and author has many to many relationships. That means books can have multiple authors, and authors can also have multiple books. Don't mind.
Yes.
So um, so we'll try it here. We'll work on it here. Wow. Let's get to work. So let me even see. So I want to copy this one I did. So order item. Mm, so something like this one. So it's something like this will be copying this one. So just come down here. I'll be removing it. So we have books, order item. This one have the authors. So this the verb will be, let's say, as. So now we have the books have many others. No, let me make it this way. So this side as well should be I don't want it to be one. Okay, I think I don't know, but let's just try. I get it. Okay, yes, we got it. So now, but let's make this have. So now we have this. You just look at this part. So now we say a book can have multiple authors. Books can have multiple authors. Should I leave it as books? Okay, let's just leave it as books. Just plural. So books can have multiple authors, and authors can also have multiple books. Then we also have there's this relationship with
Okay.
which other relationship do we have? Okay, foreign ID. So I don't know how we meant that one. Can okay, so we don't need all these ones again. Okay, so just this two. So now I want to have like something like this where no, where there's a connection between this and this. Oh my god. Okay, wait. It's a bit noisy on your end. Okay. So I want to establish a foreign key this thing. So that this one here, this author ID will be connected to this one. Then this book ID will also be connected here. So I'll just let me see. Can I use this? Not that full screen. Let me ask ChatGPT because this is the first time I'm also using this thing. Let me see where. Okay. Um, sure. Okay. So I don't even know. So I'll use ChatGPT. Not long down takes a look. So just one. Okay. See. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. And ERD. And now I want to.
I'm with you, sorry.
Hmm?
I'm with you. I'm with you. Continue.
Okay. I want to establish relationship using foreign key. You can just paste it and hopefully it gives us something reasonable. Hmm. I don't want Okay, let me just try this. So let me try it. Hopefully, it oh, okay, okay. I can't actually do the it does not like the connection I wanted to do it does not matter.
Not
That
connection,
one,
abi?
yes, no, there's actually a connection, but that one I'll be able to do it using database UML diagrams. But there's no man. This is also need. There's no real big issue.
Oh, okay.
Um, let's just leave it as it is. Okay, wait, yeah. So so now books can have. mm, okay, so that's this is okay now. So let me show you the one I was the UML stuff. But this one is not necessary. Just take over. So I'll close it now. Return back on because it's your okay. Wow.
What? You
did not pay.
me,
You
Ken,
don't
me no pay. How
you did not pay. It's not your own David. It's not a David. You go and pay your money. I'm not pay.
you have to pay for you. I'll pay for myself, pay for you.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Pay to our own account.
Ah, you don't
So you should pay to our own account.
you should pay to your account.
Pay my own money.
Don't know what's going on. I just okay, but just see this. I'm trying to okay. I think it has opened now. Ah, give me a second. Okay, so this one, yeah, this one. Can you see me? I don't know. Okay, so this one is a UML diagram that will just show the connection. So this was what I was trying to do, but it's actually different from that one. So just use consider this one. Don't get too worried about this one. This one is almost the same with that one. But this one is UML, while this one is ERD. So work with this one, then we'll go ahead. So now I think we've designed the table. So let's move to the next exercise. Let's see. We'll define the relationship as well. Then the primary case and foreign case. So we have primary case, foreign case, and it's a bit noisy on your end though. I don't know if you can maybe change location a bit. Can you hear me? Like your environment is a bit noisy. Oh, I wish you could change location a bit. Okay, so so this second exercise or this exercises for this second module, it's not it's not really regarding the library. So just this one just a talk through. So we have let's say identify a use case where SQL database will be more suitable than a NoSQL database. So that one is just You use NoSQL database in a case where you are doing mostly reads. That means you're mostly fetching data, not usually uploading or updating data per se. So that just answer the question.
Like, I need to get explanation. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So identify a use case where a SQL database will be more suitable than a NoSQL database and explain your reasoning. So in this, I'll use the case of a banking system. So we can just say for a bank now, since you'll be withdrawing and depositing, which will be causing your balance updates regularly, you have to use a SQL database. But if it's something like let's say just a bookstore, like you have an online book collection, they'll just fetch the content of the book they want to read. They are not really There's no much writing per se. Writing is updating or changing something. So if there's much read than write, we choose a NoSQL. But the use case in this exercise will just be the banking system. So you won't want to use NoSQL for banking system. You have to use SQL instead. So that's it. Thank you. So and trade-offs. Okay, the trade-offs is like what could be like a little bit disadvantage. So for scalability, data consistency, and query complexity. So this SQL can also scale, but it does not allow. Is it? I think horizontal, but it's only allow vertical scan. That means for SQL now you can't just buy multiple servers like separately. You have to just update or upgrade the particular server, maybe increase the RAM size and so on, which is a disadvantage. And data consistency, I'll give that to SQL because SQL already had preformed table structure that okay, if it's name I'm expecting, it's only name that should come in. But no SQL can still modify itself, access more data and change as time goes on. For query complexity, SQL is a bit, I think, complex than NoSQL. So that's the major trades of in my own understanding. Let's move to the next quickly. So I want us to just rush to this part here. Let's see. Is there any exercise? Okay, I've done all this one already. I use my SQL. I use the CLI of the command line option. So um, okay. Yeah. So let's. But you said you already understand. But let's try. Let's try solving this one. Try solving this particular one here. So I'll open up my terminal. So I already have let me just start this server. Um, help. Let me see this later. Oh, sorry. And then let me go to my system. Okay, it's active, so I'll just run it. So it's in my SQL.
Wait,
Hmm?
before we go on this process, you're using a Mac, so how did you get the so this feature that doesn't know?
I'm using so on your own machine, you might be using the app, the GUI, the app, this thing, but I'm using the CLI. That means I'm running it from just command line on my own system.
What are you using?
The CLI option, like instead of me using the CLI command line interface, instead of me using
Your SQL connects to Visual Code or
no. CLI is like instead of
no,
using. Okay, so let me get your question exactly. Sorry.
No, no, no. Continue. No, no, no. You were about to explain.
Okay. So you might I could not get the app for like the MySQL workbench itself, the right one. So I just installed the CLI version. And that one is even easier to use. So I was just
So is it that Mac doesn't support it, or it just like doesn't think when you have
now I'm not
installed it?
using Mac OS. I'm using Linux, DBN. But
Oh, okay.
it depends. It depends on your choice. You can even use this CLI on this thing on your Windows. So it's your choice. So I'll just let me remember correctly. Okay, so dash u root dash p anytime password. Okay, so I'm in now. So I just want to create. Let me even create a new. If I not sure I remember the. Let me just okay. So I'm not sure I remember the this thing.
No, no, no. Don't complicate things. No, let's go.
Create new user MySQL.
Use
Like
my
I don't want to use my regular the roots this thing. Let me see. It's not that hard. Okay. So identify by okay, no other. Just go ahead. So it says to be create new create user. Let me just say test user. I'm calling test user. Add say this in local host. Nice. Try the same thing, but there's a test user. Add um local host. So say identified by. So I'll just give him a random password. Okay, that's it. Just give him let's say password 1 2 3. So password 1 2 3. So just do that. Okay. There's an error. There's an error. Okay. Let me come back. Copy. What did I do? What did I do? Let me copy this one. Then I don't know what I did now. Okay, so I'll just hope it's got the space right there. Create password. Okay, so it's working now. So I can, but current user is still root. So if I show databases, uh, okay. So now I'll just log in. I'll log in as the new user I just created, which is test user. So I'll say let me leave this thing. So MySQL dash u uh test user. So say dash p password 3. Okay, so now I'm logged in as, let me see, databases. Uh, okay, yes. So it's actually different from this. So this, yeah, I was logging as root, which I already created this record database. But now let's test something out here. Oh my god. Okay, so the task here is to write a SQL statement to create. How? Sorry. Can you mute your mic a bit for now? Share it.
sorry, sorry.
All right. So thank you. So I said write a SQL statement to create a table data called employees with columns employee ID, first name, last name, department, and hire date. Then we insert. So let me first. But I don't have a database to work on currently because I need to have a database. So I'll create database. Let's say let me call it organization. So I'll call it database. Say organization. Organization. So, okay. Okay. Okay, I didn't grant sorry. I didn't grant the privilege. So yes, I'm supposed to grant the privilege. So oh my god. Okay, let me do this. I'll log out. Where do I so logging out is roots. Logging out is roots. Okay, so I'll grant privileges. Let me create database here. So I'll create databases. Database say organization. Okay. So I've created and this backtick is not necessary, just to make it if you don't add it, it will actually work. But it's a thing of choice. Okay, so I'll grant the test user I created access to this database. This so let me even show database first. So see the list of databases. So I should see organizations. So organization is also there. So I'll grant all privileges to so that you'll be able to do anything you want to do there. Or let me call it. So I don't want to be creating. I'll just call it POD. So let me drop that organization. Drop database organization. Wait, was it? Yes, I used it. Okay. So I've dropped it. So let me just create a new one. And to the new people that just joined, welcome. Welcome. Sorry, I didn't notice. So database. So I'll call this PLD. Let me just say ALX PLD. PEPLD. So this name is yeah. So I grant of privileges. So which database which is ALX uh PEPLD. Mm, so also that's that is it to for it to work. So test user test user at the couch. Yeah. So we go with that. This is not being selected. Okay, sorry. Sorry, I did not do this. Okay. This looks this looks oh, let's see. Okay, so it's working now. So I can let me try logging in as I want to make this complex. Just a regular thing again. So just copy. Okay, so now if I should show databases, you see ALX period. So we have to work on. But since but currently I'm not using a database, so to use it to access and work on any database, I would say use a particular database I have in mind. So that would be let me try. Correct. Um, Oh, yeah. I'm fine. Can you see? This is that. Let me try. Let me try.
Can you just see my screen?
Okay, you can see my screen.
Okay, I can see it now.
Okay. Yeah. So let's say use. I'm not sure. I just want to try it. Okay. This is ALX. ELZ. Okay, so I'm using database. My okay. So now I can now work on this particular database I've created. So let's say show tables. So even check if there's any tables inside. So there's no table inside. So now they said the exercise said we should create. Let me just so you just remind me in case I so I'm to create a an employees table with columns employee ID, first name, last name, department, then hire date. So do that quickly. So I'll say create table. So I'll say employees. So I'll say employee ID. Let me see. Employee, let me just put ID. So say ID. Say int uh auto increment. No, no. Okay. Let me see. The second one I check. Okay. I don't need to do the auto increment, so I'll just make it primary key constant. Yeah. Okay. So I'll just do this one. Okay. So I'll be able to just check this. We use so what can this one? Mm, so I have ID teacher primary. So the ID, the first name, which should be let's give it partial. So a variable character, let's say 255 because sample name no 255 let's say 50. So 50 then this okay. So 50 okay let's go. So let's say last name as well. So virtual 50. I don't command there. Then put command there. Then after that we have the departments and higher dates. We have departments, departments. This supposed to be enum. Can be cool now. Oh my god. Let's say Let's leave that virtual. Virtual. Okay, so we have higher dates. Higher date should be dates. Dates. Uh, so let's just close it. Hopefully it works fine. Okay. Okay. Um, primary key. So yeah, let's do the mistake. Come. Is this on new dimension? Might be wrong. Okay. This. Come. Sorry. Sorry, I need to confirm something. Because I know some people the primary key might not actually be up there. It's actually the same thing. But let me see. This same thing here. Let's see. No, not that. This. Let's see. It's actually worked. Okay, maybe I made a mistake somewhere up there. No problem. Just
But it has
yeah.
twice worked.
Yes, and I also copy this one. This one is also the same with what they asked us to do. I think those guys didn't add the comma. Hmm?
Remove the comma.
Yes, in the
But
comma.
you probably omitted the comma.
Yes. So let's say insert simple record, blah. Like, let me just insert something. So let's see. Insert into employees. So I'll put the field I want to insert into. So it's a first name, last name, something is correct. It's last name, email, email, and let's validate for now. Um, so see values. It's multiple values. Check. Okay, something like this. Oh, I love copy this one. Let's copy it. I don't know why they had the exam. But let me. This one, here's what I was saying. They're not supposed to add ID. It's supposed to be automatically incremented. Oh, let's just do it. Let's do it. So let me say, Jane. This is Jane here. I'm stressing myself. Okay, so yeah, copied it. Alright, so let me just test it with this. First thing, guys. So yeah, ID does not see. It's supposed to be. I know what ID. Oh, it's I think the outside is. Okay. After table, employees, bit stressed out. Sorry. What's that called? Table, MySQL. Okay, so I'm turning it right. Okay. So I'll say modify column, modify player, this employee, employee ID. So I would say in data type, I'll say int, of course. I want to put to increment, increment, primary key, So let's see. Fully. No, sorry. Supposed to add underscore here. Mm, let's go primary get the find. Come this will work. Okay, so I'm good now. Let me try that one. This one again. We, so it works now. So I'm to select star. So this with this auto increment to prevent me from because this method here will require us to always enter the ID whenever I want to create a user, and it's not it's time wasting because I want to start keep on entering number one, two, three, and it's not really good. So I have auto increment, which so auto increment is also like a primary key. So if you check the previous number, add one to it, and so on and so forth. So let's select. Let's see what's inside of our table now. Select star from employees. Employees. So yeah, so it's worked. Let me let me reduce it a bit. Okay, so it's worked now. So and this one is null because we did not add it. We did not add we did not have value for it. So and you see it's automatically one because we use auto implement. So let's just I already wasted much time. Let's just move on. Hope no question though.
No, 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 it's fine.
All right, thank you. So let's move forward. Oh my God. All right. Mm, okay, this is that requiring us to work on. And let's move to that library management. Move to the library management. I think should be the next. The- Let's see. No, it's not this one. It's my way. I think it's after this one. Okay, yes, after this one. So I said we should work on library management. Um, although this one I said we should work on it using Python connection and the likes. But let's implement what we have here using SQL at first before we even move to the code. Wow, my God. Let me make this one here. Okay, so why is it like this? Okay. So now if you were to implement this structure, that means we're going to have three three tables, authors, books, and borrowers. So my just the Python connector stuff might not even touch it, but let's create this and experiment the connection. So start with create, let me move it up. Create so create table authors. Let me just make it small. I don't want authors. So two, three, four. So author will definitely have an ID, integer, um, see auto increment. So increment, comma, 3, 4. So also have a name. So this is var char. So there's var char and char. So char is like a fixed length of string. If you use char now, let's say you put char 4. That means every name you enter must be 4. But when you use var char, if you use var char now, var char allows any length provided it's not more than this 4. Provided it's not more than what we enter here. So
Oh, that makes sense.
So let's make it 255 because I don't think there's any other name longer than that one. So, and let's say it's not snuff because I need to know. Not slow means I cannot add data to this database without to this table actually without sorry without what's it called, without adding name. Yes, yes, it must not be empty. Yes, thank you. So let's create this incorrect table definition. There can only be one. Also, what did I do? Okay. Oh, sorry, I did not define it as primary. Let me just, I don't like this. Let me just copy it. Let me see. I think I was supposed to define it as primary key. Yes, I'm supposed to define a primary key down. Yes, yes, yes. So that's the kind of things that create table authors. So we have authors, three, four. So see we have the ID of course. We have ID integer and then signed and unsigned integer, but that one you can check it out later. So we have integer, um we have integer, mm, yeah, auto increment, so we have name match 6 to 55 to see not not no, then now we have the primary key to be ID. So now we can close it. Yeah, so it works now. So if we were to describe, let's describe that show. Let's show the tables again. So you now see autos tables. Sorry. See autos tables is now part of the table. And we can also check the schema and the structure of the table. That one we use describe. So let's say describe autos. So autos yes, so this one now give us like the format. So now we have ID field, name field, and their type. So let's go ahead to so now we're working on books. We're working on books. So say create table books. Create table books. Table one, two, three. Okay, so we have ID should be an integer, auto increments, then we have title, the book title. It should be a voucher. So let's say maximum title is 50. Because you don't want, and it should not be null because a book must have a title. So auto ID now we have auto ID. Hope you are following. Okay. Auto ID, auto ID, integer. So just this one is not going to auto increment because the foreign key as stated here. It's foreign. So also have publication, publication date, publication date. So this one be just date. Say less than date and should not be null as well because we need to know. So I think okay no I've not added primary key. So say primary key. So primary key we have is the ID. So we have ID primary key. What did you say? Okay. So primary key, the primary key is also have foreign key. Foreign key, wow, our foreign key will now be also ID, which references, um, it's referencing authors of them, correct? ID, this is a type recommendation. Okay, okay, all right. Yes, again. Mm, it's not work. Yes. You know, it's every person has their um the data types. How you like, okay, let me just break. It is error. Wow, come on. Oh, shit, Christ. Oh, it tells me there's error. Line 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Got a space on this. Okay, I added space here. Let me see. This was add space. So I kind of so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I don't know what's okay. Let me just try again. This is weird. Books. Okay, so then I don't even need this space again. So just say ID integer so comments. Then comments. Okay, that one is gone. Then title yeah, varchar, sorry. Varchar 50. Okay, let me make it. Let's do that 50 set because I don't want long. Oh, come on. So we have author ID as well. Author ID, which is just integer, and it should not be null because if it's not, that means the book does not have an author, so it's not good enough. So go to publication date, publication date, okay, date, sorry, date. It's gonna be date, there's date, then it should not be null as well. So now we'll go to our primary key. So our primary key, of course, is the underscore. Is the underscore? I don't think so. At least then, yes, underscore. Sure. Sure. So primary key ID. Foreign key is yeah, author ID. Then it's references. So this should be okay. Maybe it's the name. So I think it was authors we have. Authors. So hopefully we are correct now. So we'll close it. Again. Close it. Cross fingers. Okay. So it's probably the name there. So let's check. Let me just say papers. So we have books. So it's there now. So that's cool. So we have the last one, borrowers. So just work on that. Fast, fast, fast. Point stable. Say borrowers. Critical borrowers. Then yeah, ID, integer as usual. Auto, increment. Yes, that's it. Then we also have book ID, which is just be integer, but it should not be null because you don't want for you to borrow your book, it has to be connected. For you to borrow, it has to be connected to a particular book. So name. So let's say borrower's name so that it's to be more understandable. Let's say borrower. Let's say borrower name. Hey, let's say borrower. Let's say borrower. So no, it's the borrower is Racha. Let's say 50. So you just most likely don't drop your first name. So Racha, not now. Then you have date, date borrowed, date. And if you have something like date what was it called? Date return as well. So say not now. Date returned. If I've not made any mistake with this, not it's okay. So now let's say primary primary key. We have a foreign key as well. Foreign key which is our book ID. And as I mentioned, this backtick, this all this backtick is not they are not compulsory. It's just to make it readable anyway. So book ID references uh this will be book now. So book. Hey books, sorry. Because that was almost the same issue that happened. File ID sorry. Close it. Cross our fingers. Yeah. So that's nice. We are done with let's say show tables again. Show tables. Yeah, so now we have the three and that's cool. So now if you want to let's say we have authors. So let's say insert into authors. Obviously name. This is John Doe. Come on. Let's see. Oh, sorry, I made them. Oh, there it is. Let me just do this. Sweet. No. So um, John Doe. Okay. So it works now. If it's check for auto stable again. So let's say select star from autos. So we have John Doe. So we registered one auto like that. So wow. Wow. Use this down. Use this down. Decisions change Doe. Do this. So we have two autos. Mm, we were to insert into books ID. So let's say for instance John Doe writes let's say I'm just using for instance let's say you write a book called Mission Impossible. So we have to like add it to this we have to connect the book to authors. So let's say adding the book we have insert into books. So what am I inserting? I'm inserting book title, the author ID, shit. So I'm supposed to maybe I'm supposed to play this. I'm supposed to so we have this. So author ID, author ID, publication date. That's all. Publication date. So and the reason I'm not adding ID again is because it's already auto implemented. So always that's save values. So now I'll say yes, I can hear you. Okay, let's try it out. If I think I set it to not null, so if it's not null, it will raise error. So let's go and try it. So let's say values. This on the value is now. So let's I call the book mission. Let's say mission impossible. Then the author who wrote it. The author who wrote it is John Doe, which whose ID is no wait, it's John Doe. John Doe. So whose ID is whose ID is one. So I can actually put one. So let me try putting no. Let me try it. But I'm not sure if it will work. Let's see. Because it's expecting an integer. Okay. So the first issue now say publication date does not. That means publication date cannot be null. Unless I have maybe set it to default. I can add a default value to it. But I did not. So that's why there's this error. So let me try again. Let me add publication date. Publication date. Let's see. Mission Impossible. No, 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 no. Okay, Mission Impossible. So now I want to try the one I used one. Okay, hopefully yes. So column count does not match. Mm, okay, okay, okay. I think I missed it because I did not have value for date. So let's say the date is 2024. Um, let's say 0412. So I hope it's correct. Incorrect date value. Oh my god. Okay. Let me just put sample date because there's usually an issue with that. And I can make okay, there's something I can do. I can make the publication date the current like the exact day the book was created. So I can say, let me alter the table. So table table authors, no books actually. So books. Then I'll modify publication publication date. Publication date. So now I'll just say the new date will be date with date no, yes with date then default is a default equals let me see confirm something. Um, default that default. Let me see default. What's going on? Okay, I don't need so I just say default timestamp. Yes, timestamp that's now. I'm not sure in confirm because timestamp it's not the timestamp that okay it's current sorry. It's current timestamp, not timestamp, I don't know. It's current. You were saying something before. Okay. Timestamp is so long, so it can even be not because I already had so let's do this. Check the manner. Where's it go? Where's it go? Where's it go? Oh my god, show the current one then. Okay, let me just, I'll make it timestamp instead. So I just make the application say timestamp. So the timestamp will have date and the time above. What did I, let me see. Results. Okay, paste it. Today is kind of funny. What's it now? I'm trying. How come this one now comes so it's now okay good now so I'm not sure it's good that okay yeah, it was maybe that was misleading me. It's supposed to be current. Oh, I'm the one I should not look at it. It's supposed to be current underscore timestamp. I added space. Okay, so now I fixed it. So I won't have to add publication date whenever I want to create a book. I'll just create the book. Then to take the current like the exact time I uploaded it, then to use it as the publication date. So let's try it. Insert into books. So say I want to insert title title and author ID. Author ID. Alright. Alright. Then what the values? Shall say the title is edition possible. So this I was trying to test. I want to test if what do I do will allow of one in string. So let's see, let's test it out. Free. Sure. Okay, it's worked. So it's converted into string. What did you say? Hmm? Next time. Can you hear me? Okay, I thought you were saying something. Okay, yeah. So now you can see that I've created the book. No, I changed. Okay, can you repeat? Because I should not misinterpret here. Repeat. Mm, it's because I use timestamp. I don't want to go through this stress. See, let me see. Let's say should be the same thing, almost the same thing. So I should have used this current date instead of putting this one. I should have used, so I just changed the timestamp. So timestamp will show the date and the time. So I should have used current date up there and like dates, then current dates. But let me see if I can update it. Let me see if I can update it. I should be able to. So let's say this. Okay, I just come here. So there should be date. Return it. Hey, return it to date. Okay, date. Not now. It should be find date. Mm, okay. Caps super bracket. Right. Bracket. Right. Okay. So I think it's okay. So let me select now. Just let's see. Okay. So it's this is in the current date now. And if I should select from authors, select star right from this star from authors. So in this one now, can I establish a connection between John Doe and say he's one that writes or he wrote Mission Impossible, the book right here. So the last one will be borrowers. So for we not taking so much time. But let's work on borrowers table then start some values and work on things. Wow. Let's select and say create table borrowers borrowers borrowers. So say I'm sure ID shall ID integer auto increments then should have book ID which is a foreign key and it should not be null. Uh, what else? The name. Book name. No, change it to borrower. Oh, have we created borrowers? Have we, let me just say it. Let's say show table. Okay, there's already borrowers table. So let's insert into borrowers table. Let's say I borrowed the Mission Impossible joined operator. So insert into borrowers. So which value am I inserting? Inserting book ID name, borrower, borrower, then date borrowed. Let me do something. I want to make this one also take default date same as book date. So I think yeah, something like this. So I'll come here, switch the date. So date borrowed for um, borrowers table. Oh, this is I think yeah. So I won't need to enter. I won't even need to enter the date board. So I'll just say start into borrowers. Into borrowers. So I'm starting the book ID. The book ID name borrower because I think we changed it. Borrower. And I don't really need to add dates for because it should be automatically generated. So I'll say values. Let's say the book ID I want to borrow is book one. So book one I'm borrowing. Now I can also make it. I just make it one. It's still the same though. So book one, then my name. So my name is um, Rose. Yeah, semicolon. Date return does not have. Okay, date return. There's also date return. Uh, yeah, I'll make it non-label. So let me alter it. So I'll make it non-label. Date return. So that's because I can't just add date return. Save. Uh, oh, okay. So it should be they even in the current date. Doesn't explain non-label. Date return. Okay. Should work. Okay. So let's try that one again. Yes, so it works now. So now this return will be no. So let's select from. Let me select from everything. Just select star from others. So I have these two others. Let me select from. Oops. I have this just one book. So let me select from borrowers now. Let's see. Yes, so it shows that Jethro borrowed this book one, which is Mission Impossible, which is also written by author ID one, but this return is no. So I think yes. So since it's not, that means because I cannot just enter a date, I cannot just enter a random date or a default date because it might cause an issue because the user has not actually returned it. So until the user return it, it used to be no. So I think we've established the connection here. So the task here was to actually do this using what was it called? Python. So do Python and so now I'm supposed to do with Python to create to start the database. Create. So let's just use Python. We use Python just for one scenario, which is just to list the because I know you time has time is fast spent now. So just use Python once to test something out. Okay, so let me see. I'm not sure. Let me this window. Sure, not this one. Not that one. Because I think I was practicing the Python connector on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure. Let me. Um, Okay. Open receive. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. So I can you see my screen? Okay. If it's cracking somehow. Okay, so we just want we just do one task to list all books because of time. So let's so we already worked on the creation and everything. Let me clear this here. Let me make this bigger. Okay. So yeah, I should be able to see it clearly. So I don't need all this one here. I don't need this one. Just close. So I need to connect to my database. So the user I created, test user, um, the password was password. Okay, let's go. Let's start from this thing. So first we import, but you must have installed the MySQL pip install. You do pip install MySQL, think Python connector. So you do something like this in your terminal to have it installed. But I already installed it, so I'll import it now. Pip install MySQL dot connector. Yeah. So wait, am I using the? I'm not sure I'm using the right. Hold on. Um, okay. So eh, okay. So I'll import it. Import it. Then we start the what's it called? We start the connection. My God. Okay. Let me use something here. So see this. I don't know if you can see this part here. So this is the we'll start with the connections database. So say let's say database that will cause issue. Let's just say DB. So DB is equal to MySQL MySQL dot connector dot connect. But let me just no. I don't want to because I don't want to make it complex. So I'll connect to database, but I need four four um parameters. So I need the host first. I need the host, the user, the how is that one? The user, the password, and database I'm interested in. So the host, because it's on my machine, is just localhost or 127.0.0.1. So just do that. So say localhost. So for the user, is the user I created then, which is test user, test underscore user. And for the password, you enter your password. Do you understand what I'm doing? Are you getting it? Okay. So say password 123. So the database, oh I did not spell it. Database. Yes, it is the one. So this one created it. So just let me Let me confirm the name again. Show databases. So we'll connect to this ALX PEPOD database here. So because inside it we have all these books, borrowers, library and stuff. So we say database. So the first thing, this first thing is like to authenticate another. Who are you logging in as and where are you logging in from? So I have database to be um ALX, no, ALX PEPOD. So now it's connected now. That's the first thing we need to do. So to execute to perform any operation in the on the database, it's am I missing some? Okay, I don't add comma, sorry. Comma, comma. Yeah, I think that's good. So to perform anything on the any operation on this database, you use something called cursor. So this one now we've created this database. This database will now have a method. You remember bit-oriented programming to have a method called cursor that will allow us to be able to perform operation on it. So let's call it my cursor the way they did. We say my cursor equals db dot cursor or cursor. I don't know. I think that should be it. So yeah. So and it's actually similar to writing the MySQL. Let me show you. Let me show you. So this is like okay. It is like you say my cursor dot execute. So you say dot execute. So you can do okay. So this one is just for multi line this thing. So with this one now you can any what's it called? Any this thing, any SQL command, any SQL this thing you want to run, you run it inside this place. So now let's test, let's do select, let's see what is inside our database. So see, so say select, and space, say select star from, so let's select star from, we have authors table, so let's say authors table. Let me remove this one. Let's say authors. So just like this, then we can let me see. Okay, we don't even need to put it. So let's test it now. Say Python connection.py.com end.py. So it does not actually print anything now, and there's a reason for that. It's because we are not passing, we are not storing it. It's like return. If you remember what return is, return is in object-oriented program. So if you are returning, it's not actually print anything here. So let's try storing it. So say there's something called fetch all and fetch one. So what you use that one. Let's say results. Let's say results equals my cursor start it. Okay, yes. So fetch. Let's just say fetch all. Then let's print it. Print results. All right. Let's do this. Okay, so you can see here now it's printed, although in a form of a list. So consider this one here the same as. Can you see this part? So you see that it selects stars from authors. So if you run it here as well, um, this this one, you see that it's the same thing. So it allows us to be able to perform the MySQL inside Python. What's it called? Inside Python function itself. So and the easiest way for us to do it, or let me say the easiest way, or a better way per se, we can store the SQL that we want to run inside like a different variable. So just something like this one here. So let me insert. There's the insertion. Um, comment. Okay, something like this one. This one here. So let's create a new author. So author needs name. So say SQL. That means the SQL command we want to run. We say insert into authors. So it's the same way let me even check here. Uh, mm, where is authors this time? Okay, something like this. You know, as to scroll back up like that. Okay, so put it in here. So inside into author's name, then this value. So let's say this one is Will Smith. So when I test it, Will Smith. So this is Will Smith. So instead of now putting, so inside then I will just say um SQL. But we also need the values. So the values now. Um, should I do it that way? Okay, yeah, just leave it that way. So let's see. So it's run. So if we check here, let me do the select from here so we can see. Let's select from authors again. So let's start from authors again. It did not work. Oh, okay, I did not commit it. I did not commit. So I'll say my db dot commit, not db dot commit, so I can save whatever I've done. So let's see. Let's do it again. No, I did not run it. Sorry. So I'll run it again. Alright, so let's go back here. And so this is how Will Smith has been added here as well. So that's a nice this thing. So there's a way we can also do this. So here we can say, so we can make it accept something like parameters. So we say percent first. So now we have val, just be uh let's say this one, and this one will be, let's say, um Samuel. This is Samuel. Samuel Bank Silver. Samuel Bank. So let's try running it again. But it's an error. Um, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, I'll just leave it that way. I think that one will be for multiple. So let's now try this time. Let's try to select from here. Let's say select star from authors. If we select star from authors, then okay, authors. Okay, let me move this on. Yes, so it works fine now. And I think that's that. So, is there anything you don't understand? Are you sure? Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so think we'll call it a wrap now. I was expecting people to join more, so I'll have like a better discussion then. Um, okay, and that's fantastic. Also, if there's okay, go ahead, sir. And this sequel, although it might seem as if it's just English, you are writing, learning it is actually best to practice it is the best way because even today, although I work say okay, I can't I'm not sure if I can open it now, but I've taken SQL course and I understand it. But even now, you see that I had to like go and start searching for because I don't use them often in some cases. So it's when you like practice and work with them more regularly and then everything will fall in place. So thank you for joining. Like I was even thinking it would be a solo this thing because I was surprised. Last week you know people joined and the previous one, but this week maybe people are busy preparing for Christmas and the likes. But yeah, thank you for joining. Um, I appreciate your point. Okay, I can't really assure that Saturday, but I think I'll recommend a course because if you have time to take it, if you have time, okay. So if you have you check on edX. So there's a CS50P. Let me I'll search for it now. Should see it's a course from Harvard, so it's an introductory course to Python, and you know what the network is. Wow, just stop it. Okay, I think it's bad. So let me just search for it. I'm not logged in currently, but let's say Python programming. Mm, but this network is really messing up. You can just search for CS50P. So CS50 Python. So it's an introduction to programming with Python. Yeah, this is it. So to take any assignment or project that you have to submit. So to help you, and it's self-paced. It's not you don't have to like there's no like deadline. Although there's deadline, but it's not so strict. So just check it out. Check it on edX. Then okay, see it's even showing me mine. Let me see. Let me see. I'll show you the course then. Uh, and it has free certificate. So if you don't have the money to pay for, I've never bought this, okay, but yes, these are the ones I've done. So I don't think it's this account that I use. But just check. Yes, they are. But you can also pay for. Yes. It's free to take it, and there's also a free certificate. But there's also There's also a paid certificate as well. Let me see. Let me see. Come in. Let me show you. I think I should be able to Google my CSUCP certificate. So let me Google mine. So we just and the few ones also recommended. Let's say Jethro. I think. Okay, yes. So it's it's searchable. Let's see. Just check. So first thing you go to SDX. There's also a mobile app for phone. Then you search for CSU sheet. So you work on there. So this is my certificate. So it's and it's actually recognized as well. But there's also a paid version. That one just has one verification and high level. But you're not after the certificate after what you're learning here. So just to teach you functions. So just work on it. Then yeah, yeah. All right. Bye bye. And if you have you recognize me on the WhatsApp group, right? Yeah. So if there's any question, you can reach out. No problem. So thank you for coming once again. Thank you for not making it a solo session. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a great day. Yeah. Thank you. All right.